Hey there, this is Fufski coming to you from New York. I'm currently at East Village and today I'm visiting this restaurant called Soogil. It is sort of a French/Korean fusion restaurant, but it's more of a French technique with Korean spirit, personality. The reason I'm at this restaurant today is, well, actually the co-owner of this restaurant is a fan of my channel and she invited me to this restaurant to sample some of the dishes, and I'm very glad to. The chef is classically trained in French cuisine and then worked at multiple Michelin restaurants. Then eventually he opened up this restaurant. Today I'll be having a chef's tasting menu along with a wine pairing. So let's get to it. All right, so first thing we have this cocktail. This cocktail is called Moon's Garden. It is a soju-based cocktail with elderflower, liquid cane, fresh lemon juice, mint, and cucumber. You got the minty flavor and the freshness from the cucumber. At the same time, there is a slight sweetness and slight floral hint in it. Oh, that is cool. That is very cool. I had a lot of cocktails in the past, but this type of cocktail with the freshness from the cucumber and also a little bit of floral hint, that is something new to me. I like this combination. Okay, so now we have an amuse-bouche before the tasting menu. So we have two items. This thing on the left is Fragra amuse with pistachio inside and fig on top. The savory creaminess from the Fragra and have the sweetness from the pistachio and the fig. Really nice. Beignet stuffed with cheese and fava beans. It's almost like a mashed potato inside, and I can taste a little bit of texture on the fava beans. The cheesy flavor is not very strong. It's more of a potato fava bean-ish, but you got a hint of that flavor. First item on the tasting menu. So this is Tuna Caviar and bluefin tuna wrapped in a potato shell, which is further wrapped with seaweed. This one reminds me a little bit of the tuna caviar I had in Jua, but seems to be a bit more different interpretation. So let's try that. You have the creaminess from the tuna, the umami from the Tuna Caviar, and the salty pop from it. And also you got a slight sweetness inside, and also just a very mild hint of spiciness from the Tabasco. But if I wasn't told about that, I probably won't notice. This feels a little different from the one I have from Jua. The one at Jua is more of like a refreshing profile, like sweet and refreshing. This one is not so much of a refreshing side, it's a bit more, I guess, balanced, but with a hint of spiciness in it. Pretty good. First wine pairing, the champagne. Slightly sweet, fruity, effervescent. Well, I have to be honest that before this meal today, I only had a slice of peanut butter toast and a cup of tea. So my stomach is on the empty side. So the alcohol plus the cocktail is adding up a little bit. We'll see how that goes throughout the meal. So the second course, we have scallop with butternut squash soup. And on top of the scallop, there is a bacon crust. I noticed that this restaurant is abiding the rule of hot food, hot plate, cold food, cold plate, because the appropriate temperature is going to keep the state of food for longer. This is the little details that the more upscale restaurants are paying. So I always give credits when I find restaurants that buy this rule. So anyways, we have this scallop right here. Oh, there is this marmalade thing at the bottom. Chef recommend that I eat them together. So like a little bit marmalade and the scallop. The scallop is very tender. On the top, we have a slight char from the crust, a bit savory flavor from the bacon, and also a little sweetness from the marmalade, and the squash puree. And also there are some smaller, I don't know if it's radish, carrots, pistachio, that provide a little bit of a crunch and sweetness. This puree, this soup is very creamy and smooth. Marvelous. I really like the textural contrast, the crunchiness from the nuts and the radish. Actually, some of these taste like water chestnut in terms of texture. Second pairing, this is a white burgundy. It is a brighter than the first one, more full body, tastes a bit more subtle. All right, so the next course we have octopus, two ways. This is fried, this is grilled, And we have a slice of conqua and botarga. And also the dust is botarga. Botarga is, in Chinese, is called wu yu zi. So it's the cured salty fish roll pouch from the fish. It is considered a delicacy. So we have that, and these are the lemon, maybe like a mayonnaise type of sauce. At the bottom, we have a jajang ratatouille. So the chef recommends dipping the octopus with the sauce. I'm gonna try that. All right, very interesting composition and all. Oh, real crispy. Let's dip a little bit. The squid is very tender. The batter is crispy and light. Almost feel like a tempura. This is the grilled octopus, again with some of the lemon sauce. Still very tender, but got a bit of chew to it. Bit of acidity from the lemon. A bit of sweetness. Okay, then I'm gonna try this octopus with a slice of botarga. The botarga is so umami, slightly salty and savory. And there's a bit of a jajang ratatouille at the bottom. I'm gonna pair that with the octopus too. These are the onions with a bit of the jajang flavor, so the sweet, funky flavor. I didn't expect jajang to be used this way. Jajang is fermented black beans, by the way. The conqua has also got a nice acidity similar to tangerine, so slightly sweet and sour. More sour than sweet. Okay, the next wine we have a red burgundy. It's fruity, it has a bit of a sweetness, and also there is this tanning, like the grip in the beginning. The flavor is a bit more subdued. Next up, we have this signature Fragra with crispy rice and this mushroom soup for tableside. We have this piece of beautiful Fragra here and some chestnut and Malcoma almond. Oh, tiny mushroom. Oh, that steam piping hot. Some crispy rice. Looks really good. Oh, that Fragra. Crispy, char surface, creamy interior, so umami. Some crispy rice. Even the crispy rice got some flavor in it, like the mushroom-infused umaminess and the savoriness from Fragra. The Malcona almonds adds further crunch to the textural contrast. The ultimate combination of fat and carbs. Nothing can go wrong with that. All right, so next up we have this Unibo with caviar. So we have uni from Hokkaido, trout roe, Ocitro caviar, and some chayote marinated in soy, wrapped with a seaweed. Oh yes. There's some rice inside of it too. So rice here and there. And creaminess from the uni is off the char. And you have the umami from the trout roe, and the Ocitro caviar, and also the uni. So it's like triple umami. Like you don't eat anything else. Like this combination is perfect. The chayote has a crispy texture similar to apple. It's one of my favorite courses here tonight. Okay, so next course we have this amazing Wagyu. 3 pieces of Wagyu here, already cut up. And this is the king mushroom. And there's some pine nuts. Let's try this. Some jus here. The Wagyu is perfectly medium rare. It's got some chew, just like the medium rare texture is, but at the same time it's Wagyu. So it feels like a bit more tender than the non-Wagyu counterpart. But this is not a very fatty cut, so you still got like the chew, like the flavor. There might be some tendons in it and all, but not a big deal. Once you cut it up, it's got the perfect balance of tenderness and chewiness. And this is the king mushroom. Meaty, savory, slightly buttery, very good. And this is imitation bread, so bread wrapped around a potato filling. It is good to dip it with the sauce, so let me try that. Oh, it's got potato filling inside, very creamy. I love this. This is a surprising element. All right, next up, the showstopper. We have another beef Wellington with a potato here. One thing I need to clarify is that normally if you were to have a tasting menu like that, you were to choose one between the Wagyu and the beef Wellington. But I get a kind of special treatment, so I have both. Also, just to show you guys all the dishes. Anyway, so we have a beautiful beef Wellington sliced table side. So you can see the beautiful crust here and the beef and some potato here and some juice. Medium rare beef Wellington with a crust. That perfect medium rareness with the buttery aroma from the crust. Oh, this is so good. This reminds me of the beef Wellington I have at the Clock Tower, which is a Michelin one-star restaurant. It is a different interpretation, but as good. I think the one at the Clock Tower added some mushroom for a bit more complex flavor and umami. And this one focused on the buttery aroma of the crust. Just look at the beautiful crust here. I think they're both good. I personally find the buttery aroma from the crust a nicer addition. Also for this one, the beef Wellington is very sizable, very chunky. So you got the satisfaction from the meat. I don't know how much wine I have drank so far, but I think I'm pretty good. I'm pretty sober. 1 + 1 = 3, no problem. Even the potatoes got some sweetness from it. And the texture is almost like cheese, a little bit. Probably because the surface of the potato has some resistance to it, so give it the feel of cheese. Alright, so now we have a dessert. This is a mango sorbet with strawberry and mascarpone cream at the bottom. Okay, looks like an ice cream of sorts. Oh, it's so refreshing. Mangoey sweetness and also very chilled. Mascarpone cream inside with strawberry pieces. You got that subtle egg white sweetness from the mascarpone cream and the fruitiness from the strawberry. Oh, that's good. Oh, it's so refreshing, so chill. Marvelous. Lastly, the last dessert, we have Jenga Tower. So this is made with corn churro, sesame ice cream, and 7 green powders at the top. By the way, if you were to choose a tasting menu, you gotta choose one of the 2 desserts I showed you earlier. One is the sorbet, and another is this one. But in this video, I'm showing you both. Look at this. We have a beautiful construction of stack of corn churro, so a little bit of a Spanish vibe here, and sesame ice cream. Oh, beautiful. It tastes exactly like the black sesame. There's a Chinese food, we call it 黑芝麻糊, so it's like black sesame paste. It's exactly like that flavor, but maybe a bit more subtle. Let's try this corn churro. It's got a subtle corn sweetness from it. Oh, it's kind of crispy with powdered sugar on top. Slight crispiness, slight sweetness. Alright, so I have just finished my meal at Soogil. It is absolutely fantastic. I had a blast. In terms of flavor, just from my own experience, so I went to the restaurant called Jua, right, which is 1-star Michelin. I feel like this one compared to Jua is pretty similar, but this one is a bit more exploratory in terms that it explores into different ingredients and techniques, more like into the French realm, while Jua is a bit more confined to the Korean niche. Pretty nice, I enjoyed it. I don't know if the alcohol has facilitated the effect a little bit, maybe, but I sure love this restaurant. This is Fufski. I make videos about food and travel. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Ciao.